Welcome to another great episode of Real Estate Straight No Chaser. Happy Father's Day to all my fathers. Let's have a moment of silence for the fathers that have passed. And for our mothers out there doing double duty as a single parent, happy Father's Day to you too. Now for another great episode of Real Estate Straight No Chaser. This week we're going to talk about why your credit score is different. When you get to the lender, they pull your credit score and you got something totally different from what you've seen on Credit Karma. Well, let's talk about why. And in my process of doing some research for the show today, I learned something new. After 21 years, you know what? You never stop learning. So let's learn something new together today. All right, here we go. Make sure I cover everything so I can see. All righty. All right. Why is your credit score different? When you check Credit Karma, your credit score might be like a 730. And then when you go to the lender and get your mortgage, get a pull for a mortgage, it's like 630. Most home buyers don't know that the credit score that you obtain from Credit Karma or another source is going to be different from anywhere between 100 to 30 points difference on those scores. So let's talk about why. Okay. First thing we got to understand is that we have many different credit scores. I didn't know that. And there are three major bureaus that report your credit score: Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. And all three produce their own score. And they vary slightly between the bureaus because sometimes it might depend on where you're located that we have the most accurate information. Like if we're on the East Coast, Experian, Atlanta. So more than likely the stuff that's on stuff that's on Equifax is going to be more accurate because it's where I am. I'm in Georgia. So it's going to be probably more up to date. And what they use, like I said, varies depending on what agency pulls the credit report. And they have their underlying factors on what they use to weigh their data to derive your score. I didn't know that. Alrighty. All right, now Vantage Score is a bureau that pulls all three scores, but I don't really recommend it because their range is from 300 to 900, and it's still going to vary depending on the FICO score, and it's going to change when you get to your lender anyway. I would say that 9 out of 10 customers don't even realize that different models are used when it comes to your scores. And so when I say different models, like your FICO score is going to vary for a car loan, for a credit card, to a mortgage loan. So not only do they vary by the bureau, they also vary by what type of loans you're going to be getting. Okay? And all credit score models are trying to predict some type of risk. But how they go about it varies, which is why they vary on the scores. Let's say there's a big difference between somebody borrowing $15,000 for a car loan, and I don't know what kind of car that is, based on someone borrowing $200,000 for a 30-year for a 30-year note. So that's why lenders are using different scoring models that are tailored uniquely to their industry. And so your mortgage lender will pull your FICO score, and it uses to assess your risk. So the higher your credit score, the lower your risk. So if you have like a 820, 800 credit score, you pretty much at the cream of the crop, since 850 is as high as you can go. And so you're low risk. So you're more than likely going to be lent whatever you want because of your credit score being so high. Then it goes just the opposite when your credit score is low. So you roll up in there with a 300 score if you want to. You'll be rolling back out the door with nothing. So what we have to do is be mindful of our credit reports. And the best one that we have found thus far is the Ultimate 3B credit report. And you can get that from myficoscore.com. It costs about $60, and it gives you instant access to your various types of FICO scores, including the ones most commonly used by your mortgage lenders. And it's considered a soft inquiry, so it won't negatively impact your credit score. Your next best thing, I'm not even saying your next best thing, your best thing, if you're interested in getting a mortgage, your best place to start is with a mortgage lender and have them pull your credit score. It gives you your best chance for approval because they know what they need their scores to be, and they could probably guide you on how to get your scores up. Okay? I think, and I'm guilty of that too, you really don't care about your credit score until you want something. And you know yourself whether or not you've been paying your bills on time. You know that before you go in there. And I tell you what, you know, the rubber's gonna meet the road when you want something, and they're gonna look at your credit history to determine whether or not they're gonna give it to you. So let's do your homework beforehand and find out in advance what your credit worthiness is before you get your heart set on a house, and you might not be ready to get it. So as I mentioned before, I'm going to keep Real Estate Straight No Chaser real short. Like I said, I don't think Facebook Live is the correct medium for all this lovely information. But I do want to encourage you to send in your questions. And I'll tell you, evidently somebody not watching my show calling me at 3 o'clock. We're going to be back on the first Sunday in July, and we're going to start talking about credit. What you can do to make your scores better across the board. We're going to give you some tips, some little cheat tips to get your scores up real quick. I'm just going to use my history, my knowledge, and my resources to help you out, to help get you where you want to be. Thank you for watching another great episode of Real Estate Straight No Chaser, and I look forward to seeing you in July. Happy Father's Day.